And a pleasant and quite chilly good afternoon to you, everybody, from Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium. This afternoon, it's Baldwin Wallace University football on BWYellowJackets.com as the Jackets play host to the visiting Crusaders from Capital. My name's Ryan McNaughton. So glad you're with us again here online on the Baldwin Wallace official athletics website. Folks, it is cold, it is windy, it is definitely a late October afternoon for football as the Jackets look to stay red hot. Jackets come into this one 4-2 overall, 3-2 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. Jackets winners of 2 straight and 3 of their last 4. Last week on the road, they headed down to Southwest Ohio, won big at Wilmington, 54-7. Meanwhile, Capital enters this one 1-5 overall, 1-4 in conference play. And, last week they fell to Mount Union like a lot of teams fall to Mount Union. Is a tough defeat, 58-3 to the top-ranked team in Division III. Jackets last week, very efficient on the ground, 287 yards rushing as Josiah Holt led the way with 81 of those yards. Isaac Reed had 76. Meanwhile, both of those combined for 4 touchdowns. Holt and Reed each had a couple of TDs. Offensively, the Jackets had 359 yards on the season, averaging just about 30 points per game. Michael Slack going to start at quarterback this afternoon for the Jackets. 65% passing percentage. He's thrown for 4 touchdowns, but he's thrown 5 interceptions. You remember the last time we joined you here at home a couple of weeks ago, he threw several interceptions in a victory against Ohio Northern. So this afternoon he's looking to get a little more efficient with the football. Meanwhile, Capital, you're going to see a lot of running. And you can see at midfield here, Baldwin Wallace and Capital doing a little bit of jarring. Capital just trying to find something to spark their season. And we're going to talk a lot about their head coach this afternoon. Craig Candido is in his first year as head coach of Capital. This is a coach who graduated from the United States Naval Academy. He has flown fighter jets. Okay, one of them was worth about $60 million, a Super Hornet. So clearly, this football team is trying to take the persona of their no-nonsense head coach. And already we're seeing the head referee has thrown a flag, unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. So things a little chippy already here early on here at Tressel Field. Big game for Baldwin Wallace as they look to reach the 5-win mark overall. As we said, they're 3-2 in conference play. And the Crusaders really just trying to turn things around. You're going to see a lot of running from the Crusaders. They run a triple option offense. Makes sense, right? Their head coach from the Naval Academy, that's the type of offense that they run. So in the immortal words of a former colleague of mine, Mike Tressel, from back in my Central New York days, when once asked, how would you describe this offense? Well, they run right, they run left, they run up the middle. So as an homage to my buddy Tess, that's what we're going to expect today. So Capital will receive. The wind is howling. There is a wind advisory here in Northeast Ohio today. It's cold, it's in the low 40s, and that's with a wind coming from the south. So that tells you a little bit about our weather conditions. Saw some snowflakes on the drive here into Berea earlier this afternoon. So it'll be Chris Moeller on the kick for the Yellow Jackets. As we'll get things underway. Glad you're with us on a Saturday here at Tressel Field. So here are the Crusaders. Ball goes through the hands of Alex Coleman. Now he's at the 2. Coleman trying to make up some yardage, and he will not. Coleman unable to handle the kickoff, and Capital will start deep in their own territory at the 10. So now we're going to see the Capital offense take the field. They are led by quarterback Chase Longwell, one of those dual purpose. He's run for as much as he's thrown, and they're going to see a lot of running. As we said, the triple option in effect. And here's Longwell with a pass to change things up. That is incomplete through the hands of Nolan Gill. So, of course, we hype you for Capital's potent running attack, and the first thing they do is come out and pass. Only the 45th pass attempt for the season for Longwell. Most teams in the OAC will pass that much in one game. That's for an entire season. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 10. If you watched any military academy football, this offense is going to seem very, very familiar to you. Longwell with the pitch out to the left, and that is Coleman. Gets about 9, but there is a late flag thrown. And that is going to be a hold on Capital, so that will negate the 9-yard gain. Starting defense for Baldwin Wallace on the end is Luke Riemenschneider, who leads the conference in sacks at 5.5. Lawrence Wolf, Addison Carborn, your tackles, Sam Gordon, your other end. Linebackers David Flegel, Tyler Burdorf, and Dan O'Brien. In the secondary, cornerbacks Nelson Candelario, Kevin Krakora, and your safeties are Zach Barley and Joe Casper. So a loss of 10, again, makes it 2nd and 10 for the Crusaders. And there's the exact same play we saw before, except that time a host of the Yellow Jackets able to sniff it out. Like Sam Gordon might have been there first for the tackle. That'll be a loss of 2. It's going to set up a 3rd and 12 from the Capital 8. And these are the situations an offense like Capital does not want to see themselves in. A primarily run-oriented attack, 3rd and 12. When you don't have much of a passing proficiency, this is where the challenge comes in for an offense like the triple option. And the pitch left goes again out to Coleman. Coleman gets maybe 5. And that'll set up a 4th down, and on comes the punt unit for the Crusaders. So the Yellow Jackets able to hold a 3 and out, and they should get the ball in pretty good field position. Joey Riley on to punt for the Crusaders. He's averaging about 36 yards per attempt. Kyle Dunn back to receive for the Jackets. Snap go is blocked. Kick is blocked. A flag is down. But if the punt was blocked, there is no need for the flag. So the referee threw the flag. Joe Casper emphatically saying, I got a piece of it. And they're going to call a personal foul despite the fact it looked like the kick was blocked. Unless, and the referee, John Snell, head coach, is out screaming, and the ref is saying, no, it was shanked. Now, if that kick was shanked, that is a shank job for the ages. Nonetheless, Capital keeps the ball on a questionable personal foul penalty, and it is 1st and 10 from their 28. Here's Longwell with the pitch to the right. Here's Chris Elledge, and Elledge with about a gain of 3. David Flegel in on the tackle, and 2 flags after the play, again some chippiness. A very interesting first 2 minutes and 11 seconds in this one. And it'll be another 15-yard penalty on the Jackets. They're going to get Austin Cordova. with unsportsmanlike. So add 15 more. So in 2 plays, 2 penalties, 30 yards added for the Crusaders. And it is 1st and 10 from their 47. Here's Longwell in the shotgun. He'll roll left. He's looking to pass. Longwell. Pass away. Incomplete. Joe Casper there on the defense for the Jackets. So it looks like everybody just needs to kind of catch their breath here. We've seen a little bit of everything here in the first couple of minutes. Ryan McNaughton with you on BWYellowJackets.com. Glad you're with us for this OAC matchup between Baldwin Wallace and Capital. Gill in motion. Pass to the right. Through the hands of his receiver, Justin Bubar. Pass was a little high. They'll set up 3rd and 10. As we said, entering this one, Chase Longwell, he's passed for 314 yards. He's rushed for 349. Longwell, the quarterback, on the season, 6 touchdowns, 11 turnovers. And a 3rd and 10 faces Longwell and the Crusaders. Pitch to the right. Here's Gill. Gill gains maybe 2, perhaps 3. Dan O'Brien with the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. We'll give him 2. It'll be 4th and 8. And once again, here comes the punting unit for Capital. So even though the Crusaders offensively have yet to get a first down, those 2 penalties able to give them a little more room, so the Jackets will not have as solid of field position. So here is Joey Riley again on to punt. And the kick is away. A short punt gets a good roll. Picked up by Kyle Dunn, and he falls. Flag on the play. And the initial call looks like it's going to be a hold on the Yellow Jackets, which would be unfortunate because that was not a good punt. About a 28-yard punt. But the hold is going to back up the Jackets another 10. So, mistakes early on costing the Yellow Jackets dearly. So instead of getting the ball deep in Capital field position, they will start at their own 9. So here comes the offense led by dual threat Michael Slack. He can run and he can pass. Slack will start in the shotgun. Here's Holtz in motion. Handoff up the middle to Sortel. Sortel goes through a big hole. Sortel with a lot of room. Sortel's at the 40. Sortel heads to the sidelines. He's across midfield. Sortel inside the 40. Sortel down at the 34. Nolan Sortel with a huge pickup. And just like that, the Yellow Jackets answer. Sortel entered this one with over 300 yards, averaging a little over 4 yards per carry. Needless to say, that number is going to go up. So just like that, it's first down inside Capital territory, and here's Sortel up the middle again. Sortel pushing through. Gets a hard 4, maybe 5. The Capital defense has been giving up points in bunches this year, giving up nearly 43 points per game. Slack looks right. Pass complete to Kevin Johnson. Johnson gets the first down. He'll be inside the 20. And now the Jackets are inside the red zone. So we'll probably see both quarterbacks this afternoon. Michael Slack gets a start. Kyle Orenzansky also gets a lot of action for the Jackets. Hand off to the left. There is Holt. Josiah Holt pushing forward. He lost the ball. Recovered by Baldwin Wallace. They're going to say touchdown. Josiah Holt had the ball stripped, but Kevin Johnson, fortuitously in the end zone, gets the fumble, and it is a touchdown, Baldwin Wallace. Sometimes it's a lot better to be lucky than good. And thanks to the heads-up play by Johnson, the Jackets strike first. Chris Moeller on for the PAT. He's 19 for 21 on the year. Snap down, kick away, and it is good. So with 10:21 to play here in the first quarter, the host Yellow Jackets take a 7-0 lead. That drive set up by that first big run from running back Nolan Sortel. And this has been the script, unfortunately, for Capital this season, falling behind early and large. And their offense just doesn't have the quick strike capabilities to be able to answer back. So if you're the Crusaders right now, you want to try to get a longer sustained drive. So Moeller back on to kick for the Jackets. And the kick is away. It'll be taken by Anthony Ciccone, and he will take a knee. So a nice kick utilizing the wind. It is a very, very strong wind. You can see the flags from south to north. Moeller takes advantage for the touchback, and the Crusaders will take over from their own 20. So it'll be 1st and 10, from the 25. I stand corrected. So here's Longwell back under center. Handoff up the middle, and that'll be enough for a first down. Bo Hardy gets the snap, give him about 12, and there's the first down of the day for Capital. Coleman is always in motion. Here's Longwell to the right. Pitch to the right. Looked like it actually might have been a forward pass to Nolan Gill. He's brought down by Austin Cordova. Very important when facing this triple options to maintain, it's one of those phrases, that gap integrity, stay in your lanes, those sorts of things, but it's so important from a defense. It's an offense that you rarely see anymore. But as we said, head coach Craig Candido, he starred as a quarterback at the Naval Academy. This is the offense that they run. Second down, handoff up the middle again to Hardy. Hardy might have gotten a couple. Dave Flegel and Joe Casper among the Jackets on the tackle. So it'll be 3rd and 2 from the Capital 46. Pitch goes off to the right, and it'll be close to a first down. Big hit defensively by linebacker Dan O'Brien. But that is enough for a first down. He needed 2. They give him about 2 1/4. So the drive is alive. First down for Capital. 8:25 to go here in the first quarter. Jackets up 7-0. Ryan McNaughton with you here on BWYellowJackets.com. Glad you're with us. Some would call this a picture-perfect fall afternoon for football. Others would say turn up the heat. And the handoff up the middle goes to Hardy. Gets about 3. And the Crusaders, for the first time this afternoon, cross into Yellow Jackets territory. Capital on the year averaging just over 14 points per game. So clearly it has been a struggle this year to score. Another handoff right up the middle to Hardy. Hardy gets about 6, and that'll be enough for another Capital first down. Offensive line up front starting to open up some holes. John Mates, Will Ware, Brooks Schweitzer, David Housen, your offensive lineman, throwing Brad Robley, the tight end for Capital. 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 40. There's a pitch to the left. Here's Coleman. Coleman up the left side. Coleman with a lot of room to run. Coleman with the first down inside the 20. Coleman with a gain of 22. Alex Coleman's had a pretty good year. He's over 300 yards rushing on the year with a couple of touchdowns. He's averaging about 9 yards every time he touches the football. 6:45 here in the first quarter, and the Crusaders putting together a pretty darn good drive. Keeper pitch to the right again. Big hit for a loss. Austin Cordova breaks through, trips up Nolan Gill. That is a loss of 3. Capital, one of the few teams in this conference that still utilizes the huddle. Most offenses in this conference, it's that up-tempo, no huddle, move, move, move. Capital likes to slow things down. Longwell drops back to pass. He's looking in the end zone, and that pass goes out of bounds. It was completed to Coleman, but he was out of bounds. Excellent coverage from strong safety Joe Casper. So we're looking at a 3rd and 13. At the 21. And if you're Capital, it's probably 4-down territory, especially as you are marching into this wind. Longwell pitches to the right. There's Nolan Gill. Gill breaks some tackles. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 10. That is very close to a Crusader first down. He's going to be a little bit short, and it'll set up 4th and 1. So a big challenge here for the Jacket defense. 4th and 1 at the 9. Longwell with the keeper. He'll pitch left. That'll be enough for a first down and more. Touchdown, Capital! Chris Elledge with the touchdown. So the gamble pays off. Elledge with the touchdown. There's Travis Bosonic on for the PAT. Snap down. Kick away is blocked. Blocked by the Jackets. And that makes it 7-6. 5:09 to go in quarter number 1. But nonetheless, a big confidence-building drive for the Crusaders offense. An offense that has struggled mightily to put up points this season. So Capital will kick off for the first time this afternoon. Bosonic back in to kick. Yeah, that extra point did not get very high off the ground. And we saw him practicing in the pregame, kicking into that wind. They were just kind of low line drives, not wanting to get the ball too high up into that air. So it'll be Reed and Johnson back to receive for the Jackets. And the kick is away, and here's Johnson at his 6. Johnson across the 20. Johnson had a hand near this face mask. Didn't look like it was grabbed. And he's taken down to 26. So about 20 yards on the return for Johnson. And it'll set up a 1st and 10 at the 26. So the Yellow Jackets very efficient offensively in their first drive. Now, it'd be one thing if Capital gets some points. The big question here this afternoon is, will this defense be able to slow down the Jackets? Slack back under center in the gun for BW. And a handoff up the middle to Josiah Holt. He's brought down at about the line of scrimmage. They gave him a couple yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. Slack drops back. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, and he is brought down. Brought down at the line of scrimmage by Wesley Meadows, and a Yellow Jacket is down. A Jacket is down, holding his right knee. And we'll wait to see the status of the injured Jacket. Fans, today's Yellow Jacket football game on BWYellowJackets.com brought to you by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. We're located in downtown Cleveland and their new location in Kidron. Call them at 216-421-2775 or visit them online at olyforest.com. The Oriole Cafe, a great place for sports. The Oriole Cafe is located at 294 North Rocky River Drive in Berea, less than 2 minutes from campus. The Oriole Cafe is the right choice before or after the game. Today's game also brought to you by Integrity Realty Corporation. 5 locations to choose from in the Berea area, including 2 right near campus. Give them a call at 440-826-1812 or visit them online at mybereaapartments.com. Training staff on the field as they attend to the injured Yellow Jackets, still unable to see a number to see who is hurt. Fans, the BW cross-country teams are idle today. They'll next be in action next Saturday at the Ohio Athletic Conference Championship meet down in Otterbein. Last Saturday, the men finished 17th out of 31 schools out at the Oberlin Interregional meet. Greg Blevins, a mentor, led the way, who was 23rd out of 277 total runners. Then women, meanwhile, were 22nd of 34 teams. Callie Fitro of Tiffin led the way. She finished 108th out of 288 runners. So good luck to the cross-country teams as they compete in the conference championships next week. The injured Yellow Jacket is Jason Cook, the big offensive guard. Never good when they are not putting any weight onto the knee. So right guard Jason Cook being taken off the field, helped by teammates, and he grabbed for that knee right away. So that is not good news for the Yellow Jackets. If we hear any information on his status as the game goes on, we will certainly keep you updated. Cook, the senior out of Streetsboro, and he's one of this team's captains. So you hope it's not too serious. That's certainly not the way a senior wants to go off the field. So back to action. It is 3rd and 7 from the Jacket 29. Slack in the shotgun. Slack flushed out. Now he'll run. Slack trying to get to a first down, and he does. And there is his running ability at work. Give him 9 on the run. That'll move the sticks. Slack entered this one with 272 rushing yards on the season. We're under 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 1, 7-6 in favor of BW. And the handoff to Holt. Holt stood up at the line. He might have pushed forward for about a yard. Sortel now, the lone back, and Sortel gets it. Sortel up the middle. Sortel again gets a couple. Tackled by TJ Longemeyer for the Crusaders. That brings up a 3rd and 5 from the Yellow Jacket 43. Slack in the gun, drops back. Slack pressured, and Slack is brought down. Slack brought down by defensive tackle Vince Austin. The Jackets lose a couple, and it is 4th down, and on comes the punting unit, the local guy out of Mayfield, Vince Austin. And a very large cheering section for Austin in the visiting stands. A short drive from Mayfield. So on comes the best punter in the OAC, Matt Harmon, with a 42.1 average on the year, and he's got the wind at his back. And end over end punt, doesn't get much of a roll. It's about at the 23-yard line. About a 39-yard punt for Harmon. Not able to take advantage of that wind. So Capital gets the ball back. 1st and 10 at their 22. 1:55 to go here in quarter number 1. Surprisingly, it's a close game. 7-6 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. A blocked extra point, the difference thus far in this contest. So Longwell at the keeper. He'll pitch right. There's Gill. Gill close to the first down mark. Jake Maurer. And Dan O'Brien on a tackle for the Jackets. And they will move the change. That is a 1st down for Capital. And the Crusaders offense starting to find some rhythm here in Berea. And a whistle on the play, and it'll be a false start on Capital. So that 5-yard penalty will bring up a 1st and 15. triple option and offense, very difficult to game plan for. It is run by so few schools. But this offense is taking on the personality of first-year head coach Craig Candido, a star quarterback at the Naval Academy under Paul Johnson, who's now the head coach down at Georgia Tech. And Candido is going to call a timeout for Capital. We told you he has an interesting story. Craig Candido, as we told you, starting quarterback at Navy. Back in 2002, he tied a then NCAA record with 6 rushing touchdowns. They beat Army 58-12. Coaching-wise, he also has been at Georgia Tech, where his former coach Paul Johnson was. He's been at the Citadel, and he's been down in Austin Peay. The most interesting part of his story comes from off the field. So prior to getting back into coaching, graduated from the Naval Academy, he spent 5 years as a fighter pilot, as a member of the Strike Fighter Squadron 106 out of Virginia Beach. He piloted a $57 million Super Hornet aircraft. What have you and I done since college is the big question. So obviously a very, very impressive young man trying to change the culture here at Capital. No better, greater leader of men than Craig Candido. Fumbled snap, Capital gets the recovery, but a flag is down. And it's going to be another penalty on Capital. And it's going to be a chop block personal foul on Capital. Something we're seeing more in both college and professional football. Now, I know we talked about this a couple of weeks ago during our last broadcast against Ohio Northern. Officials are really enforcing blows to the head, those types of penalties, and it's causing players to go low a lot. We're seeing a lot of these chop blocks and a lot of knee injuries, so you wonder if it's really helping things. Good pursuit that time by Baldwin Wallace. Another late flag as Tyler Bordorf got the tackle. That flag was after the play. Let's see what the call will be. All right, they have waived off penalty. They said no flag for low block. So that was almost another low block. So we're seeing a lot of those targeting type penalties. So players are going low. So they can't go after heads. They got to go low. So is that a real benefit to the sport of football? I kind of think football's at a crossroads right now. Would you rather get a concussion or would you rather get your knees tore up? So, kind of 6 1/2 dozen the other. So that'll bring to an end quarter number 1 with Baldwin Wallace in the lead, 7-6. Fans, today's Yellow Jacket game on BWYellowJackets.com brought to you by the Hoffman Group for all of your insurance and risk management needs. Located throughout Northeast Ohio to serve you better. For all of your insurance needs, please call the Hoffman Group. Also, the Ohio Education Credit Union, a proud sponsor of BW Football. Gain the advantage. The Ohio Education Credit Union offers convenience, trust, and value. Visit our locations in Cleveland, Lyndhurst, Lakewood, and Oberlin. Check out their website, ohioedcu.com. Build your future today. And as always, fans, today's BW football results and all other BW athletic results can be accessed through the university's athletic website, which you already are fully aware of, BWYellowJackets.com. Results are posted within an hour after most athletic events. If you haven't been on the new website, check it out. We encourage you to give it a look. Kevin Ruppel, the Hall of Fame SID, Sports Information Director. Jeff Miller, a future Hall of Fame Sports Information Director, does fabulous work here at Baldwin Wallace, taking care of the athletes and their athletic results. 2nd and 30 for Capital. Here is Coleman on the pitch right, able to escape a couple of tackles. Gains a couple of yards. Dave Flegel in late on the tackle for the Jackets. Yeah, 2nd and 30 is not what a triple option offense wants to see. We're going to give Coleman 5 on the carry, so it's 3rd and 25 from their own 18. Pitch left out to Coleman. And it was Flegel and Cordova in on the tackle for the Jackets. So it'll bring on the punt unit. Good stop for the Jackets, and they should get the ball in pretty good field position. Now it'll be the Crusaders who will be punting with the wind, a very strong wind this afternoon at their back. So here's Joey Riley on to punt. His first punt of the afternoon went 37 yards. Gillisee and Dunn back to receive for the Jackets. Bad snap. And a huge break for the Yellow Jackets. Huge break and a huge costly mistake for Capital. A terrible snap. And Riley unable to handle it. And the Jackets get the ball with tremendous starting field position. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 17. Slack remains at quarterback for the Jackets. Hand off to Sortle. Sortle up the middle. And Sortle gets a couple. Gene Rucker with the tackle for Capital. They'll give Sortle 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Well, if you have to move the ball into this wind this afternoon, a very short field is exactly what the doctor ordered. And a flag is thrown, and it's going to be a false start. Josh Lane, the offensive guard, moved a little early for the Jackets. That'll move him back 5. Bo Heinman joins Nolan Sortle in the backfield. The Slack is in the gun. Slack with the fake. He rolls to his right. He's looking in the end zone. A wide open Josiah Holt for the touchdown. The Crusaders bit on the play action, and Holt wide open for a 22-yard touchdown, his 6th of the season. Holt entered this one 4th in the conference with touchdowns with 5, and he missed the first couple of games due to injury. Moeller on for the PAT. Kick away, and it is good. So with 12:31 to go here in the second quarter, the Jackets lead 14-6, and Baldwin Wallace does exactly what you hope they do. Take advantage of the Capital miscue and utilize that short field. Fans, BW football on BWYellowJackets.com, brought to you by Medical Mutual of Ohio. Medical Mutual is a healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. When you're looking to receive great care, you can't go wrong with Medical Mutual. The Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the healthcare provider for BW Athletics. For the best in care for your athletics injuries, the Cleveland Clinic is there for you. Call them at 877-440-TEAM or online at sports-health.org. So let's see what Moeller does kicking into this stiff wind. We said there was a wind advisory in effect for Northeast Ohio this afternoon. starting temperature at game time was in the low 40s. It's up to about 45, but feels exponentially cooler with this wind. And Moeller's kick goes out of bounds. That is not what you're looking to do. And that'll set up Capital with very good field position. So Capital will get excellent starting field position at the 35. Sortel leading the way with the Yellow Jackets. Nolan Sortel, 68 yards on the ground. For Capital, Alex Coleman leads the way with 36. BW outgaining Capital 126-96. Capital's been able to move the ball pretty well here in the first half, so let's see if they can continue that to stay in this game. And the keeper's going to lead to a loss of a couple of yards. And a flag after the play. And they're going to call John Hofer with unnecessary roughness after the play. A lot of yellow laundry has been thrown early in this contest. So sack by Tyler Burdorf is still in the books, but after the play, Capital moves. So it's a third or fourth 15-yard penalty called on Baldwin Wallace. Pass away, overthrown, incomplete. Zach Wyrick, the intended receiver for Chase Longwell. Longwell now 0 for 5 to start this game passing. Not surprising, last week in the loss to Mount Union, Capital had -5 passing yards on the day. The run clearly is used to set up the pass. So it's second and 10, pitch left to Coleman. And Coleman tracked down by Luke Riemenschneider. And there's another injured Yellow Jacket. This is Austin Cordova. Can't tell if Cordova got his ankle rolled up on or not. So earlier, we saw right guard Jason Cook, a captain, get helped off the field, putting no weight on his knee, and he remains on the bench. And now it is Cordova, the junior out of Perry, who's been very active early on in this contest. Fans, Jacket Football Online brought to you by Parkway Auto Care in Berea, Strongsville Express Tire and Auto Service, and our new Montville Express Tire and Automotive. We serve the southwestern suburbs of Greater Cleveland. They are a large supporter of BW Athletics. Visit them today at Parkway Auto Care, Strongsville Express Tire and Auto Service, and their new location in Montville. So Cordova able to exit the field on his own, and he's now on the sidelines appearing to try to walk it off. So that is good news. 3rd and 9 at midfield for Capital. Longwell goes right, pitches, and that'll be about a gain of 4. And another flag after the play. Let's see what this one is. An awful lot of penalties being called early. So they're going to get Joey Seifer, the wide receiver for Capital, with an unnecessary roughness call after the play. So what would have been about a 4th and 5 in a possible go-for-it situation will bring on the punting unit. Penalty yardage being racked up early and often by both squads. So Riley on to punt. Snap is better this time. The kick not so much, but he'll get a fortuitous bounce. And that will add to the total. Give Riley 40 yards on the punt thanks to that nice roll. And with 10:49 to go here in the first half, it's 14-6 Jackets. They will start on their own 21. So Michael Slack, once again, under center at quarterback. We have yet to see Kyle Orenzansky in the game for Baldwin Wallace. You'll remember, before the opening kickoff, there was a lot of chippiness at midfield between both these squads. And both teams were called for unsportsmanlike conduct before we even saw one play of action. Capital coming in with something to prove, and you got to think when you get shellacked 58-3 at home a week ago to Mount Union, you've got something to prove not only to yourselves, but the rest of the conference. First down for the Jackets. Slack with the handoff to Holt. And Holt gets 4 yards. Kevin Johnson checks in for Javon Burks, a wide receiver. 2nd and 6. And Slack with a double fake. He's looking for Johnson down the middle. It is intercepted. Intercepted by Anthony Ciccone. A problem that has plagued Slack this year, interceptions. That is his 6th INT. And Johnson had the defender beat. He was outrunning Ciccone. Not many people can keep up with Kevin Johnson, but underthrown, and they were going for the bomb in the wind. So a combination of being underthrown and the wind knocking things down has given Capital pretty good starting field position. 1st and 10 at their 41. 10:05 to go here in half number 1. And it's going to be a reverse. Here's Zach Wyrick with a lot of room. He'll get a first down. Addison Carbone on the tackle for the Jackets, but not after a gain of 14. First down at the 45 of the Jackets. And Longwell on the keeper. Longwell with another big gain. That's a gain of 14 yards and another Capital first down. Jerry Scholl on the tackle for the Jackets. And if you're Capital, if you're the coaching staff, you're ecstatic. You're staying in the game. Your team is gaining confidence. And that is a giant word on that sideline, especially after the struggles they have had this season and just trying to stay in football games. Longwell with another keeper right up the middle. He's going to get 9, but there's a flag at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like it is going to be a hold. And indeed, it is a hold. I believe they got Jason Hutchins on the call. So that is going to move the Crusaders back, and that was an excellent game. And that'll set up a 1st and 20. A little confusion there on the handoff. Instead, the pitch goes out. And Elledge with a gain of a few. Like Elledge and Coleman got mixed up there in the backfield. Sometimes you're going to see in that read option, the quarterback will wait until the last possible second to make his decision to hand off or keep it. 2nd and 18. We're under 8 minutes to go here in half number 1. And there's a pitch out to Gill. Gill gains a couple. Michael Stacchiotti, the senior captain out of Girard, on the tackle. Third and 14 from the 35. And again, if you're Capital, you're probably in 2-down territory. Longwell drops back to pass. He'll look right. Got a guy wide open at 1st down. Joey Seifer on the reception. And an excellent pass from Chase Longwell. Right on the money. Longwell, his first completion of the afternoon, and it came at a very good time to do so. So it's 1st and 10 at the Jacket 11. Give these Crusaders a lot of credit. They are sticking in this one. Longwell with the keeper. And another pretty good gain of about 7. Clearly, the Capital coaching staff has found something to expose in this Baldwin Wallace defensive line, because Longwell has been gaining an awful lot of yards the past couple of drives on that same play. So it is 2nd and 3 from the 4. The Crusaders can get a 1st down on this drive, even though they're inside the 5. Handoff up the middle. Brett Walton with the spin move. Brett Walton listed as a linebacker on the Capital roster. Lined up in the backfield. So it is 3rd and a very short one from the 2. And Capital has decided to call timeout. Craig Candido wants to talk things over. They know they are right in the thick of this one and do not want to squander any opportunities. Fans of Baldwin Wallace football on BWYellowJackets.com, brought to you by American International. When you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International. Come check out the renovations that American International has done on the BW campus. And fans, indeed, they have done some tremendous work on this campus. Fans, next Saturday, the wrestling team begins its season when it hosts the 6-team BW Open Invitational at 10 a.m. in the Lou Higgins Center. Sophomore 125-pounder Jesse Gunter out of Fairlawn leads the squad. Last year, how about this? He was 26-2 and ranked as high as 5th nationally. So congratulations to him and good luck to the BW wrestlers this season. So here we go, third and a short one from the 2. And the handoff goes right up the middle. It's a touchdown. Brent Walton gets the touchdown for Capital. And it's 14-12. I don't want to say the defensive coaches next to me look stunned. I think they're a little surprised by this. So Travis Bosonic on for the PAT. His first was blocked. Snap down, kick is up. And it is no good. So the PAT, the worst enemy of Capital this afternoon, and there's your difference. 5:35 to go here in the first half. It is 14-12 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Another encouraging drive for Capital. So the Yellow Jackets, surprisingly to many, in a major fight here in the first half. Statistically, if you looked at this, doing your homework, Capital has no business being in this one. But there's a reason why they play the games, as a famous broadcaster once said. So Bosonic on to kick. And he's going to get a little help as that wind is once again picking up out of the south. And it'll be Kevin Johnson taking the ball at his own 3. Johnson going to change direction. Johnson heading for the sidelines. Johnson with the stiff arm and gets the ball to about the 32. So a 28-yard return from Kevin Johnson. And the Jackets will start at the 32 with 5:27 to go. And if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, if you're a Yellow Jacket coach, and certainly if you're a Yellow Jacket player, you want to see something positive out of this drive. Slack remains at quarterback. He has been under center throughout here in half number 1. Handoff up the middle to Holt, and Holt pushed back after maybe a gain of 1. Wesley Meadows on the tackle for Capital. A very spirited defensive coaching session going on the BW sideline the past couple of minutes. Slack looking to pass. He's flush left. He's going to keep it. And Slack gets a couple of yards. Bo Heinman unable to get a block to free him. And it'll be 3rd and 7 at the 35 with a huge third down here for Capital. They stop Baldwin Wallace and get the ball back. They'll have that wind at their back for the rest of this half with a chance to take the lead. Slack drops back, looking to find a receiver. He can't, and he's going to be brought down after a short gain. Gene Rucker on the tackle. And it is 3 and out for the Jackets. On comes the punting unit. And a huge ovation from the Capital crowd here in attendance. You couldn't have written a better script for Capital here in half number 1. So here's Matt Harmon on the punt. His first went 39, and that was with the wind. Let's see what he does into the wind. Harmon again not getting much of a roll. That goes out of bounds at the 31. So about 33 yards on that punt, maybe 32. So with 3:12 to go, the Capital Crusaders, the 1-5 Capital Crusaders, who lost by 55 points a year ago, averaging 12 to 14 points a game this season, right in the thick of this one. Longwell in the shotgun. Longwell going to keep it. And the ball comes loose, but the refs are going to say he is down. He was down before the ball came out. And all this hullabaloo for naught. So the clock has been stopped with 3:01 to go. It will be 2nd and 9 for the Crusaders. So as we told you, that last drive, a very, very spirited defensive discussion between coaches and players on the sideline. Let's see if these Yellow Jacket defenders rise to the challenge of their coaches. Longwell, pitch left to Coleman. Coleman has a lot of room up the sideline. Coleman with the stiff arm. And he is brought down inside Yellow Jacket territory. Alex Coleman entered this one averaging about 9 yards every time he touched the ball, and he has had a very good first half. Coleman over 50 yards rushing here now in half number 1. Pitch to the right, it's Elledge. Elledge up the right sideline. Ball loose. Ball comes loose, and it's Baldwin Wallace football. There's the defensive stand that the Yellow Jackets needed. Corey Gillisey on the recovery. And a back-breaking turnover for Capital, who had been moving the ball with incredible proficiency. And there's the defensive stand that the Jackets needed. Now let's see what the offense can do. 2:06 to go here in half number 1. It's 14-12 Yellow Jackets. Can the Jackets get some points out of this? Plenty of time to go, but again, they're going in that stiff wind. And a flag down. It'll be a false start, as the Jackets got moving a little too soon. So they're going to reset the game clock. A couple seconds came off there. So back to 2:06. It's now 1st and 15 from the 36. Slack on the keeper. Ball loose. Ball is loose. Ball is still loose. It's a mad scramble. Who's got it? Baldwin Wallace on the recovery. But what a wild sequence that was. And the clock continues to move. A huge break for the Jackets as they're able to recover. It is going to be 2nd and several miles for the Jackets. Hand off to Nolan Sortel, and he drags defenders for a few yards. Capital's going to call timeout. I believe that is their final timeout. So just when you think the Jackets might be turning the corner this afternoon, they don't. And you'll have to pardon the Jackets if they start limping off field at halftime. It's because of all the bullet holes in their feet. They have shot themselves in the foot too many times this afternoon. And quite bluntly, if you were to ask this coaching staff if they feel lucky to be up at the half, they'd probably tell you yes. Capital doing an excellent job of staying in this contest. A major, major confidence builder. Last week, they lost 58-3. 2 weeks ago, Capital lost 73-17. 3 weeks ago, they lost 54-0. The month of October has not been kind to Capital until today. Here's Holt on the end around up the right sideline. Holt with a lot of room to operate, but he is knocked out of bounds, and some extracurriculars going on after the play. I'm going to tell you right now, Daryl Jones, the tight end, is very lucky that he did not get called for a personal foul after the play. He headbutted a Capital defender. Awful lot of extracurriculars going on after plays in this first half. And the most unfortunate thing of that play, Holt went out of bounds and stopped the clock. Capital was out of timeouts. So the Crusaders are going to get the ball back with much more time on the clock than perhaps they should. And the punt is away. Pretty good punt in this wind. And here is Coleman. Coleman trying to shake loose Baldwin Wallace defenders, unable to do so. So, 47 seconds to go. 14-12 in favor of the Jackets. A ton of penalties here in half number one. A lot of mistakes. And if you're the Baldwin Wallace defensive coaching staff, what you're telling your guys right now, keep everything in front of you. Do not let anyone or anything get past you. Longwell rolls right, pass complete to Gill, and Gill gets out of bounds after a gain of 6. That only took 3 seconds off the clock. So let's see what a triple option offense does in a 2-minute drill. That was Longwell's second completion of the day. He is now 2 for 7 for 30 yards. Here's Longwell rolling right. Longwell, pass complete, out of bounds, first down. Finds Gill again. 5 seconds off the clock. So now with 37 seconds to go, it is 1st and 10. Travis Bosonic is the field goal kicker. He has a long of 36 this year. But remember, that wind is at his back. Longwell rolls left. Longwell is pressured, and Longwell will be brought down. Longwell brought down Lawrence Wolf, first on the scene for the Jackets. And with no timeouts, tick-tock goes the clock. Big defensive play by the Jackets. So now Longwell throwing down the middle, intercepted. Intercepted by the Jackets. It is Dan O'Brien, the linebacker. So with 11 seconds left, turnover goes over to the Jackets. And if you're Baldwin Wallace, you might just want to take a knee and get in the locker room, up 2. But let's see what they do. They've got trips left. Gabe Adams to the right. Bo Heinman in the backfield. And they are going to go for it. Slack uncorks a long bomb, and that is picked off. Picked off by Anthony Ciccone, his second pick of the afternoon. Both for Slack and Ciccone. He had the interception the first time around. So 2 plays, 2 interceptions. For Slack, that is interception number 7 on the year. But when you're in Hail Mary mode, you can't really hold that against him too much. So 3 seconds left. This will be the last play of half number 1. And they'll just hand the ball up the middle, and that concludes half number 1. With your score, Baldwin Wallace 14, Capital 12. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll give you some first half stats and get you set for half number 2. Glad you're with us on a chilly October day from Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium.
Whiteout was first performed and recorded by the Survivors in 1963. Little known fact is that drummer Ron Wilson's energetic drum solo for Whiteout was a sped-up version of his Charter Oak High School marching band drum cadence. Today, under the direction of percussion line Captains Alec Wiseman and Armin Deasis, the marching Yellow Jackets return Whiteout to its origins on the football field.
All right, fans, welcome back. BWYellowJackets.com. At the half, it is Baldwin Wallace up 14-12 against Capital in a surprisingly tightly fought contest. My name's Ryan McNaughton. Glad you're with us with this fancy new technology our friends in the BW Athletic Department have thrown together so you can watch the Jackets from near and far. Something that has not been fancy in the first half, quite honestly, the play of the Jackets. We told you coming in, Capital has given up oodles and oodles of points in the month of October to their OAC counterparts. We take a look at the stats here. Capital has outgained Baldwin Wallace offensively 201 yards to 134. Remember last week, Capital lost 58-3. Their offense has been better than Baldwin Wallace's. It's that simple. Capital has outgained BW on the ground 164-104. That you expect in a triple option. What you do not expect is this stat. Passing yards, Capital 37, Baldwin Wallace 30. That should never happen in a triple option game. Capital controlling the time of possession. Again, with the triple option, you can see that. They held the ball for over 20 minutes in the first half. BW just under 10. Rushing for Baldwin Wallace, Nolan Sortel leading the way with 76 yards. You'll remember 57 of those came on the first play of the game. Josiah Holt with 47, Michael Slack with 15, For Capital, Alex Coleman 57 yards, Bo Hardy with 30, Nolan Gill 28, Jake Breakley with 26. And really, this is the most closely contested game in the Ohio Athletic Conference this afternoon as we take a look at the out-of-town scores. All these games are at the half. John Carroll up on Ohio Northern 27-0. Heidelberg up on Muskingum 42-0. Number 1 Mount Union all over Otterbein 41-0 at the half. And at the half, it's Marietta 21, Wilmington 9. So across the conference, this is the best game thus far. So we'll see if the Jackets had a fire lit under them at halftime. They will receive to start the second half. They will once again be moving into that wind. So the Jackets do have the wind in the fourth quarter. But all the stats told you entering this one, this would not be a 14-12 game at the half. So give Capital credit. They are right in the thick of things. It is Reed and Johnson back to receive as we get things started here in half number 2 in Berea, Ohio. It'll be Kevin Johnson. Kind of muffs it. He picks it up at his 4. Here's Johnson. Johnson up the left sideline. Johnson looking for a block. And Johnson with a pretty nice return. Gets the ball up to the 37-yard line. So about a 35-yard gain. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jackets at their own 36. And we'll have a change under center as Kyle Orenzansky comes in to quarterback for the Jackets, the junior out of Avon. Michael Slack on the bench after going 2 of 4 with 2 interceptions in half number 1. Coach Snell looking for some sort of spark. And here's Sortel up the left sideline. Sortel with a lot of room to run. Sortel's at the 35. Sortel with the cutback. Inside the 20, Nolan Sortel with a big run. But they're going to say he went out of bounds back at the 32. So just like the start of the first half, the first play of the second half sees Sortel break a long gain. Nolan Sortel accounting for most of the Jackets' offense. And here's Sortel again. Sortel across left tackle. And he gets about 8. Nolan Sortel with well over 100 yards now on the afternoon. 2nd and 2 at the 24. Orenzansky with just a 40% completion percentage on the season, so he has not been without his struggles as well. And here's Josiah Holt trying to go off right tackle. And it appears he has enough for a first down, and they do say move the chains. Josiah Holt with 50 yards rushing on the day now. This is the type of drive the Jackets were looking for. Obviously not pleased with the play of the first half. Just hit the accelerator and go for broke. Hand off to Sortle up the middle. And he's knocked down after a gain of a few. Alex Lovaz, the guard, opened up a pretty nice hole for Sortle. They'll give him 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. So nothing but runs to start half number 2 as the Jackets are looking to the ground game to find a spark. And it's Sortle around the right side, and he is tackled for a loss. Nice contained by Wesley Meadows, the linebacker. They're going to lose 3. And it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 22. Again, with this wind, you wonder if it's 4-down territory, even though they are well within Chris Moeller's range. As a play action, Orenzansky rolls left. Hits his tight end Heineman, and he is close to a first down. And they're going to say Heineman was just short, so it'll be 4th and less than 1 at the 12. And it's Sortle up the middle. Sortle tries to break through. It's for a first down. Dallas Banks, the safety, might have saved a touchdown for Capital. It'll be 1st and goal. Same play, Sortle up the middle. He'll gain a couple. Gene Rucker on the tackle for Capital. So they'll set up a 2nd and goal from the 6. 10:45 to go here in quarter number 3. A nice sustained drive for the Jackets, all run with the exception of 1 pass. And it's play action. Orenzansky left. Has a guy open. Touchdown. Kevin Johnson in the corner. A beautiful play action fake with a rollout. Orenzansky finds Kevin Johnson. And Orenzansky able to provide a spark for the Jackets as it's 20-12. That's how you make a statement coming out of the locker room. Kick away, and it is good. So with 10:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter, it's Baldwin Wallace 21, Capital 12. Fans, Yellow Jacket football on BWYellowJackets.com, brought to you today by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company located in downtown Cleveland and their new location in Kidron. Call them at 216-421-2775 or visit them online at olyforest.com. the Oriole Cafe, a great place for sports. The Oriole Cafe, located at 294 North Rocky River Drive in Berea, less than 2 minutes from campus. The Oriole Cafe, the right choice before or after the game. So Moeller on for the kick. Coleman and C.J. Davis back to receive. Again, kicking into that very stiff wind. And it'll be Davis. Davis with a big hole up the middle. Davis with a nice return, and the Crusaders are going to have excellent starting field position at the Jacket 37. After that last drive, Nolan Sortel now with 123 rushing yards on the day for the Jackets. So Chase Longwell under center for the Crusaders, 3 of 9 on the afternoon. He'll keep it. He'll pitch to the left. Here's Coleman. And Coleman with nowhere to go. Excellent contain by the Jacket defense. Dave Flegel. Flegel had his hand in 5 tackles in the first half. Makes sense. He came in leading the team with 63. He's actually 4th in the conference with 10.5 tackles per game. So no surprise to see Flegel's name called often. Longwell on the keep. Might have gotten a couple of yards. First hit by Tyler Burdorf, the middle linebacker. So 3rd and 13 for the Crusaders. Again, not a number you want to see if you run the triple option. Pitch to the right. It's going to be a pass. He's going right back to Longwell, and that is incomplete. And that was probably the best place to throw that, because if it was on the money, that was going to be a pick 6. So a nice defensive stand for the Jackets, 3 and out. And on comes Joey Riley to punt. He's averaging 41 yards on the day. Gillisee and Dunn back to receive. And an end-over-end kick as Dunn calls for the fair catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the 32-yard line. And to no one's surprise, Kyle Orenzansky back at quarterback for Baldwin Wallace. (21-12) BW, 8:56 to go in the third quarter. Here's Sortel. Sortel up the middle. Sortel dragging defenders for a first down. 14 more yards for Sortel. He's got 137 on the afternoon. Sortel proving to be a workhorse for the Jackets. And right back to Sortel. Sortel keeping those legs moving. He is proving hard to bring down. Another 6. Dallas Banks on the tackle for Capital. That'll be 2nd and 4 as the Jackets are now inside Capital territory. There's that move again. Sorrell up the middle. That'll be good for a first down as the offensive line really starting to open up some nice holes now. You wondered when it was going to finally happen, where the size advantage is definitely in favor of BW. When were they finally going to start wearing down Capital? Capital stayed pretty fresh defensively, and you haven't been able to say that all season long. Capital's defense has been on the field an awful lot this year. In the first half, Capital dominated time of possession. So they still have fresh legs, but BW finally starting to assert themselves up front. Right back to Sorrell. Sorrell hitting the backfield, but he's still able to gain a couple yards. And a Capital player is down, so we'll have an injury timeout. Fans, Jacket Football Online brought to you by Integrity Realty Corporation. 5 locations to choose from in the Berea area, including 2 right near campus. Call them at 440-826-1812 or online at mybereaapartment.com. The Hoffman Group, for all of your insurance and risk management needs, located throughout Northeast Ohio to serve you better. For all of your insurance needs, please call the Hoffman Group. And the Ohio Education Credit Union, gain the advantage. The Ohio Education Credit Union offers convenience, trust, and value. Visit our locations in Cleveland, Lyndhurst, Lakewood, and Oberlin, or on the website online at ohioedcu.com. Build your future today. That's big number 97, Vince Austin, coming off the field. On his own power, but limping a bit. Something with a right leg injury. The other surprise so far, we're halfway through the third quarter, no penalties yet. In the first half, Baldwin Wallace penalized 6 times for 66 yards. Capital 5 times for 45. A lot of those penalties were those chippy types afterwards, and sportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness. So far, midway through quarter number 3, a much more cleanly played quarter. Here's Sorrell, again up the middle. He's brought down after a gain of 3. He's approaching 150 yards on the afternoon. So 3rd and 4 at the 35. This Baldwin Wallace offense looks completely different than the one we saw in the first half. They are efficiently moving the football. Holt in motion. Pass back to Sorrell. And Sorrell gains, they'll give him 2. And it'll be a 4th down. And there is zero doubt that they're going for it. Remember last drive, the Jackets converted on a 4th down a little deeper in Capital territory. That was a 4th and 1. This is 4th and 2. And another play action to the right. And Oren Zansky had Hindman wide open, and he underthrew him. Wide open. Oren Zansky short-armed it. He is going to have nightmares about that pass tonight. Everything went right but the pass on that play. So the ball turned over on downs. Here comes Capital. 1st and 10 at the 33, 21-12 Baldwin Wallace. A little over 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Option right, there's Gill. Gill up the right sidelines. Brought down by Flegel. And Gill heads to the sideline. Looks like he might have tweaked his ankle a little bit. Second and 5 for the Crusaders. Same play, pitch right. And that'll be more than enough for a first down. Brendan Doyle with his first carry of the afternoon moves the chains. So option right, and that is snuffed out. Nelson Candelario, the cornerback, moves up. That'll be a loss of 2. Taking a look down at the BW sidelines, looks like right guard Jason Cook. Remember, he was taken off the field in the first half, unable to put any weight on his right leg. He is on crutches, jersey's off, and his right ankle is heavily taped. So his afternoon is done. Let's hope his season is not done as well. Quarterback keeper about 2 yards. Flegel on the tackle. So it's 3rd and 11 from the 44. Longwell with the straight drop back. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He'll throw right. It's complete, but it is well short of a first down. Jacob Batchko on the reception. And on comes the punt unit for Capital. So Riley on to punt again. Gillisey and Dunn to receive for the Jackets. And a better punt this time. Dunn at his 23. At the 18. He gets about 4 yards on the return before he's brought down. 3:01 to go here in quarter number 3. It is 21-12 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Ryan McNaughton, glad you're with us on bwyellowjackets.com. So Oren Zansky still under center as he took over from Michael Slack here in half number 2. Here's Holt going up the left side. Holt, the speedster, gets about 5. Holt in motion. Handoff up the middle. Here's Isaac Reed. Reed with a lot of room to run. That's a first down. Isaac Reed the 3rd. Nice change of pace back. So last drive it was the big strong Nolan Sordo just breaking down defenders and dragging them. Now the speedster Reed with a nice change of pace. So it's first down for the Jackets at their own 46, approaching the 2-minute mark here in quarter number 3. Here's Reed again with a lot of room. Reed with another big gain. We'll give him 12 more and another first down. And that offensive line really opening up some big holes. Here's Reed. Reed hit at the line of scrimmage, goes forward for a few yards. 2nd and 6. And a rollout. There's the play that they tried on 4th down, and Orenzansky again cannot find his tight end Hindman. I think we know what play they're going to work on in practice this week. Because that play has been there for the taking twice, and Orenzansky just unable to get the ball into his hands. Another injury timeout as a Crusader is down. Fans, you can't tell by the weather today and where you're at. Winter is coming, and that means basketball season's around the corner. The Yellow Jacket home season, basketball-wise, 3 weeks it starts. The men and women will host their crosstown rivals from Case Western on a November 19th doubleheader. Women play at 6, men tip off at 8 over in Ersprung Gymnasium. If you want tickets, and trust me you do, call Meg Carney in the athletic department at 440-826-2140. That's 440-826-2140. So after that incompletion, it is now 3rd and 6 at the Capitol 38. Handoff to Reed up the middle, and Reed is close to that first down marker. And he got just enough for a first down. Reed getting some nice work in here on this drive. 40 seconds to go. The Jackets have absolutely taken over the time of possession narrative in this one. They have kept Capital off the field for most of this third quarter. So now it's Holt on the handoff. Holt behind his blockers. Holt with some room. And Holt knocked out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Josiah Holt with another big gain. And that will probably be the final play of quarter number 3. And after 3 quarters of play, it's Baldwin Wallace 21, Capital 12. And you know it's the fourth quarter. The 4 is in the air. They're all chanting 4, so again, it's either the fourth quarter or Ric Flair and Dean Malenko have entered the facility. One of the two. My money is on the fact it's the fourth quarter. And again, my hope is 3 of you out there in listener land just got what I said. Fans, Yellow Jacket football at bwyellowjackets.com, brought to you by Medical Mutual of Ohio. Medical Mutual, the healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. When you're looking to receive great care, you can't go wrong with Medical Mutual. The Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the healthcare provider for BW Athletics. For the best in care for your athletics injuries, the Cleveland Clinic is there for you. Call them at 877-440-TEAM or online at sports-health.org. Taking a look at scores around the OAC, third quarter, Marietta up on Wilmington 21-15. Mount Union having their way with Otterbein 41-0 in the third. Also in the third, it's John Carroll 34, Ohio Northern 0. And at the half, Heidelberg up at Muskingum 42-0. First down for the Jackets. Here's Holt going up the left side. Brought down by Wesley Meadows. Sortel with 158 yards rushing for BW. Holt with 76 after 3 quarters. Isaac Reed had 39, all there in the third quarter. 2nd and 7. Here's Reed up the middle. And Reed with about a gain of 6. So it'll be 3rd and 1. The Jackets can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Big Nolan Sortle back in the backfield. Flag down. And a false start. Big mistake for the Yellow Jackets. You go from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7. 7th penalty on the afternoon for the Jackets. Over 70 yards they've given away due to injuries. And now Sortle comes back out for Isaac Reed. Now, that short yardage situation, perfect for Nolan Sortle. And the Jackets, with a lot of confusion there on the sidelines, they're going to call timeout. They want to make sure they get this play right. 13:38 to go. You're up 9. You've got Capital on the ropes. So this is a key, critical 3rd down. Fans, Jacket football brought to you by Parkway Auto Care in Berea, Strongsville Express Tire and Auto Service, and our new Montville Express Tire and Automotive. We serve the southwestern suburbs of Greater Cleveland. We're a large supporter of BW Athletics. Visit us today at Parkway Auto Care, Strongsville Express Tire and Auto Service, and our new location in Montville. American International. When you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International. Come check out the renovations that American International has done on the BW campus. Ryan McNaughton with you here on a late October Saturday in Berea. From our vantage point up here, you see lots of colors on the leaves. It's a beautiful sight. It is a great time of year, but it is cold. Mid-40s, wind advisory. Yellow Jackets have the wind here in quarter number 4. So it's 3rd and 7 from the 8. Orenzansky on the fake. Now he's going to keep it. He's going to go up the middle. He's close. What's the call? They're going to call him just short of the goal line, but that is enough for a 1st down. So Orenzansky, who can run a little bit on his own, gets the 1st, and now the Yellow Jackets have 4 cracks at it from literally the goal line. And they're going to hand it off to Reed up the middle, and he's going to be short. Interesting that Nolan Sortle is not in, the big bruising back. And the coaching staff must have listened, because here comes Sortle. Reed's like a pinball on those plays. Sortle is a battering ram. And Capital this time calls a timeout as they were struggling to get the right personnel on the field. Tells you a little bit about the importance of the outcome of this drive. The Crusaders, they give up a touchdown here. It becomes exponentially more difficult for them to stay into this one. It's just how their offense is built. They're not a quick strike sort of offense. The Yellow Jackets would love to get a touchdown here for obvious reasons. Fans, reminder, all Yellow Jacket home and away football games are broadcast on campus radio station WBWC 88.3 FM. Pre-game show begins approximately 20 minutes prior to game time. So to reset, 2nd and goal from the 1, 21-12 BW, 12:25 to go here in the 4th quarter. And the pitch right to Sortle. Sortle just buries his head down for a touchdown. Nolan Sortle with his first touchdown of the afternoon. His 159th yard rushing on the day. And while there's an awful lot of time left in this one, due to the style of play that Capital has, that's a damaging touchdown to give up defensively. So here's Moeller on for the extra point. Snap down, kick up, and it is right down the middle. 12-21 here in the fourth quarter. It's Baldwin Wallace 28. It's Capital 12. Earlier in the day, across the street over at Ersprung Gymnasium, the Baldwin Wallace volleyball squad took care of Capital. It took 5 sets, but they won 3-2. So congratulations goes out to the BW volleyball squad. Currently, the BW women's soccer team in action at Capital. They're knotted up at 1 apiece in the 61st minute. The men take the pitch at 4 down in Columbus. So there's Moeller on to kick with the wind. And it'll be Coleman at his goal line. Coleman across the 20. And he gets about 27 yards on the return. So Craig Candido, the head coach for Capital, we talked earlier in the game. He's a Navy guy. Flew fighter jets. Pretty disciplined man, so you know he's not going to change his offensive approach now. But with 12 and some change to go, we're going to have to start moving the ball quick. Pitch right, there's Gill. Tackled after about a gain of 1. Dan O'Brien and Nelson Candelario there on the tackle. This is where perhaps you wish you had a quarterback a little more proficient with the arm. And that pass is complete at the first down mark to Jacob Batchko. Threw behind him, but still good enough for a first down. So for Longwell, just his 5th completion of the day. He's now 5 of 11. Told you entering this one, Chase Longwell had attempted 44 passes all year. He's attempted 11 alone today. Handoff up the middle, big hole. About 9 yards for Bo Hardy. If you're the Yellow Jacket defense, you don't want to rest on your laurels now. Your offense has given you 14 points here in quarter number 3 and 4. You don't want to give back all those gains. 2nd and 1. Pitch right. Here's Gill. And Gill with enough for a first down. Joe Casper in on the tackle for Baldwin Wallace. 10:41 to go, plenty of time. But remember, because of 2 missed extra points, Capital not only needs 2 touchdowns, they also need 2 two-point conversions. And Longwell's going to keep it himself. Longwell's going to put his head down. He lost the ball. And it is Baldwin Wallace football. The Capital coaching staff thinks their quarterback was down. And a flag after the play. And Joe Casper is being called for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the play. Their 8th penalty, 86 yards of penalties. Most of those have been of the unsportsmanlike conduct variety. Nonetheless, it is 1st and 10 from the Baldwin Wallace 19. Orenzansky remains under center. Hand off to Holt. Holt fumbles, but the ball goes out of bounds. So Holt actually lost a couple of yards because of that fumble. They're going to give him 6. So it'll be 2nd and 4 from the 25. 10 minutes on the button to go here in quarter number 4. Jackets have a 28-12 lead. It has been anything but easy this afternoon in beautiful Berea, Ohio. Orenzansky with the rollout. Orenzansky's going to keep it. And he's going to head to the sidelines, pushed out of bounds. But that is enough for a first down. And that's the most important thing right now if you're on that Yellow Jacket sideline. Keep moving the sticks and keep that clock moving. There's a handoff up the middle to Reed. Reed brought down by Dallas Banks. An excellent football name, Dallas Banks. Or a star on Falcon Crest. One of the two, it would work. Second and 6 from the 36. 9 minutes to go here in quarter number 4. Here comes Holt in motion. Orenzansky looking right, overthrows Kevin Johnson. That stops the clock and brings up a 3rd down. Jackets would love to get this first down to keep that clock moving. And the handoff up the middle, a minimal gain. And that'll bring up a 4th down and the punt unit on the field. So here comes Matt Harmon on for his 4th punt of the afternoon. Came in leading the Ohio Athletic Conference with over 42 per kick. He's averaging just over 35 today. But again, he has the wind at his back. So let's see if he can get some of those numbers back. Good snap. Kick is away. Pretty good punt. Here's Alex Coleman. And Coleman brought down. Brock Hull, the strong safety, first on the scene. So here comes Capital with 8 minutes and 1 second to go. They trail by 16. And if they want any hopes of getting back in this game, a touchdown is absolutely necessary on this drive. Chase Longwell with a nice start. They'll get 13 yards on that carry. That'll move the sticks. And Longwell with the keeper, and he will be tackled right at about the line of scrimmage. Looked like Jake Maurer was first on the scene for BW. More than anything, time, the biggest opponent for Capital. 7:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. They need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. Longwell with the pass. Finds his receiver, Brent Walton. And Walton with a lot of room up the sidelines. Walton on a little swing pass out to the left. And it's first down, Crusaders. The linebacker turned running back today. Longwell looking long, pass away, caught! Beautiful pass and a nice catch by Jacob Batchko. Probably Longwell's nicest pass of the day. And Batchko just went up and out-muscled the defenders. 1st and 10 from the BW 16. And Walton with nowhere to go. Like it was Lawrence Wolf and Tyler Burdorf on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd and 10. We're under 6 minutes to go in this one. Longwell decides to keep it. Gain of a few. Wolf again in on the tackle for BW. So a critical 3rd and 8 for the Crusaders. I don't think I need to tell you this is 4-down territory at this stage of the game. Just over 5 minutes to go. First pro-style set we've seen in quite some time. Longwell looking in the end zone, looking for Patchko. That is knocked away. Knocked away by Candelario, the cornerback. So here we go, Jacket fans. 4th and 8. Game on the line here for the Crusaders. Longwell back. He's pressured. Now he rolls right. Almost tripped up. He still keeps the play alive. Throws it in the end zone. Did he complete it? No. Incomplete. Batchko is saying he caught the ball, and it did not leave his hands until after he went out of bounds. But you know that rule. You have to complete the reception. So a pretty darn good pass that time by Longwell. Batchko unable to hold on. And the ball is turned over on down. So a big break there for Baldwin Wallace. So let's see if BW can just run out the clock here and get out with a victory. Nolan Sortel on the carry. They'll give him 3. He's over 160 yards today. And 19 carries, 162 yards, averaging over 8 per touch. And for the first time today, Baldwin Wallace going in a huddle, and why not? Take some time off the clock. 4:17 to go in this contest. And a handoff to Sortel again up the middle. Capital's going to call timeout. Now stop this clock with 4:01 to go, hoping to get the ball back at least one more time. Capital down to one timeout left in the contest. See if we can get you an update on some other scores around the OAC. Late third quarter, pretty good one down at Marietta, as Marietta leads Wilmington 28-22. Fourth quarter down at Mount Union, the Purple Raiders going to stay number one in this country. They lead Otterbein 41-0. Fourth quarter on the road, John Carroll all over Ohio Northern 44-0. And Heidelberg still up 42-0 at Muskingum. So it appears that Mounts, John Carroll, and Heidelberg are all going to stay perfect on the year. This is going to be a fascinating finish in the Ohio Athletic Conference this year. 3 unblemished records to date in the conference. It's been a long time since you can say that in OAC play. Of course, Baldwin Wallace, one of the few teams this year that has scored a touchdown against John Carroll. 3rd and 6. Here's a rollout. Here's Orenzansky. He's going to try to reach that first down marker. He's hit the ball, knocked out of bounds, or knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. Another break for the Yellow Jackets. And that is a first down BW. You can see Bryant Bukovitz kind of holding his helmet for Capital. He knows that was a giant opportunity that got kicked out of bounds. So first down Jackets, 3:35 to go. And another couple of first downs is going to seal this thing away. Here's Sortel up the middle. Sortel with a big hole. Nolan Sortel finishing strong. Sortel is getting close to 200 yards on the afternoon. That run puts him over 180. Sortel having a career day this afternoon at Baldwin Wallace. So play clock down to 5. And there's Sortel up the middle. They'll give him 2. And if the offensive line, you got to think, they're going to do everything they can to try to get Sortel to 200 yards today. 2:20 left as the Jackets appear to be well on their way to winning their 5th game of the season. And make no mistake, it was not a thing of beauty. It's been a tale of 2 halves in this one. Sortel again up the middle. Sortel gets 4 more. And Capital is going to use their final timeout. So the Jackets, after clinching at least a 500 record for the season with the win today, they're going to hit the road next week and take on Marietta. Of course, Mount Union and Heidelberg are still awaiting Baldwin Wallace. That might be the toughest 2-week finish in Division III this year. And how about Heidelberg? That program, over the past several years, has reinvented itself. This is a high, potent offense. The Yellow Jackets going to get a big win today. They will be the prohibitive favorite at Marietta next week. That will not be the case in their final 2 contests. Orenzansky looking to go up top. Pass is complete. And that'll be good enough for a first down. Darryl Jones. And there's another Yellow Jacket down. That is Zach Wojciechowski, the big center. Like a right leg injury. And with less than 2 minutes to go in a game that is in your back pocket, you don't want to see anybody getting hurt. So the clock will resume, 1:45 to go. That first down basically seals it. And the Jackets are going to go in the formation they love to practice. Victory formation. And Jason Hutchins, a defensive end for Capital, going to the Greg Schiano School of Play until the final play. Even in victory formation, Hutchins did not let loose or let go, lighten up. It's been a chippy game all day long. Let's see what happens here at the end. Capital calls off the Dogs that time. You know, Greg Schiano, the Buccaneers coach, makes his players play all the way to the end. Usually in victory formation, they just lighten up. So that'll do it. That'll run out the clock. Your final score, Baldwin Wallace 28, Capital 12. Give Capital credit. They gave Baldwin Wallace a game effort this afternoon in one of their finer performances of the season, but in the second half, the Jackets just took over. BW now 5-2 on the year, Capital 1-6. Next week, BW is at Marietta, Capital is at Otterbein. Thanks so much for joining us here at BWYellowJackets.com. We'll be back with you in a few weeks as Baldwin Wallace will play host to Heidelberg. My name's Ryan McNaughton. Thanks so much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time on BWYellowJackets.com.